Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I'm Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and I've got two different projects to show you today, along with some happy mail and a new catalog. We are just in for all sorts of fun today. So welcome as you're coming in here today. Mother Nature is all messed up here in Iowa, so we have had 70 degrees and then we've had snow. So that's fun. Today it's snow, which makes it really interesting when I walk to the studio. It gets a little chilly sometimes, so, but that's okay. That's what layers are for, right? Well, welcome you guys here for Coffee and a Card. I'm going to start with some happy mail. As you know, I call it happy mail when you guys send me cards because it makes me so happy to show off what you're making and to see your creativity at work. So that is where we're at. And yeah, you can tell I've been outside. All right, the first card comes from Amy Siegler in Florida. Using the Zinnia set. Thank you so much. And you can see the embossing there in the background. Beautiful. That is a really lovely card. And another one comes from Rebecca Sadowski in Wisconsin. Ooh, look at that. Happy spring with the daisies. Oh, and look at the back here. It says, "You are such a blessing in my life." What a fun stamp to put on the back of your cards. Okay, the inside. It says, "Hope your day is fantabulistic. Fabulous and fantastic all in one." Oh, Rebecca, that's so sweet. She says, "Thank you for being you." Thank you. And it looks like there are some daisy seeds here. So maybe I'll try to plant those. I have the faintest idea how to plant flowers. That is not something I've ever tried. Okay, mainly because every plant I have ever purchased, I have killed quickly, very quickly. So my favorite plants that I own are made out of Lego because I can't kill them. I don't even have to water them. It's fantastic. All right, so as you might have seen, I'm going to go ahead and put this down as I'm talking. It is time to say goodbye because we get to say hello to something new. So first things first, which of course I didn't grab it, so you're seeing the hello part, but these two books right here, we've had around for a while. This book has been available since last May of 23. A lot of fun, products in this book. And then our mini catalog that started in January. Both of these are ending at the end of April. So we have just over a month left of these two catalogs, which means we are about to say goodbye to a lot of products, which is fun because we have to make room for the new stuff, right? Or you just have to add more stuff to your shelf if you don't get rid of stuff. But all that to say, on April 9th, there are products that are going on sale from these lists. So I've shared the lists that show you what's going on sale. And yeah, some of them are up to 60% off. So that's super fun. But there's a lot of stuff that is retiring. We call it the last chance sale. And yeah, that starts April 9th. So be on the lookout for that as we say goodbye to some things. And in particular, we are saying goodbye to 5 colors. I'm just going to grab them right quick because there's something important you need to know about these 5 colors. So every year we get a set of in colors. They stick around for 2 years. I'm going to move all these books here. The in colors are here for 2 years. Excuse me. And then they go away. So the 5 colors you see right here, as I try to put these books away, are the ones that we are about to say goodbye to. So we've got Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. So anything with these colors will disappear at the end of April. However, I have noticed, I've been a demonstrator for 7 years, when colors are retiring, the products with those colors tend to sell out. Okay, so if you need your ink, your refills, maybe you've had your eye on the markers or the blends, the cardstock, now is the time to stock up, because when it's gone, it's gone. And I don't want you to be sad that you missed out. So these 5 colors are going away at the end of next month. And yeah, I'm just giving you a heads up. So there's ribbon in these colors, there's embellishments, all sorts of things. So yeah, those are the 5 that are going away. But we get to welcome 5 new colors. Actually 6 new colors, but yeah, because we are saying hello to this beauty. So today I was working on my catalog mailing list, and if you have ordered from me in the past year, I have you on my list to get a catalog. If you want a spiral bound version, as you know, just place a $100 order in my store before the end of the month and I'll get you on the list for the spiral version. Otherwise, you will get the standard version in the mail. And this we can order from May 1st. Okay? So, hellos and goodbyes all together. So today I'm going to work with a couple of stamp sets that we're saying goodbye to. One is The Very Best Occasions, and the other one is Hope and Prayer. And I thought I would show you 2 different designs using these stamp sets. So, the first one, well, and paper. Oh, let me show you the paper first. Honestly, one of the things that I think is the saddest part of saying goodbye to a catalog is the designer series paper that we have to say goodbye to. I love designer series paper. I just adore it. I love all the different color combinations you can learn, the patterns, the shapes, the styles. I love DSP. So this is one of the paper packs that is retiring. It is called Fresh as a Daisy. And you can see here when I have different sizes, I just stick them all in my plastic sleeve. Ooh, I better take a drink. So that way I can quickly go through and see what patterns I have. So I grabbed some scraps from this paper pack, and I wanted to show off the beauty of this paper because it's one of my favorites from the annual catalog. And I have made 3 different versions of this card. We're about to make a 4th version. So let's look at how we make that. We're going to start with copper clay, measuring 5.5 by 8.5. And then you're also going to need a piece of designer series paper and some basic white, or a coordinating color. So for my designer series paper, I am going to cut it down to 3 3/4 by 5. So kind of want to keep the top of that flower. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut to the top of the flowers, and then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do 3 3/4. I just really like the way the top of this looks, and I didn't want to lose any of that. Okay, so now I have to do 5 inches. So I'm going to do it this way. So 3 3/4 by 5. And you're going to layer that on a piece of cardstock that's 4 by 5 1/4. So in this case, I am using basic white. So I'm just going to put that on here. I think in every catalog, we end up with some paper packs that you just don't want to hide the DSP because it is just So beautiful. And I think this is one of those paper packs. There's multiple designs in it that just make beautiful cards with very, very limited work that you have to add to it. Okay, now since I used up all of that piece, I'm just going to grab another, let's see. I want to find a coordinating inside. I don't want to do that. I'm going to look for some blue. So I've got, I know there's boho blue in here. Here we go. That one will work. So I'm going to take that. And I'm going to cut this piece to 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 by 5 1/4. So 3/4 by 5 1/4. And we will adhere that, ooh, not that side. We'll adhere this to our insert for the card. So we'll stick that here on the basic white insert. I'm not adding words to the inside of my card, just the strip of designer series paper. All right, so there we go. And we'll close that. Okay, so now I was just going through some extra die cuts that I have sitting around, and I am using this die cut right here, and this comes from, oh dear, I think it comes from Thoughtful Expressions. I'm pretty sure that's where this comes from. And I'm going to be using Happy Birthday from Very Best Occasions. So we'll use our copper clay ink. And I'll just stick that right here. Oh, that is really crooked. Good thing I have some extra die cuts sitting here. We're gonna redo that. Let's try that a little better. Still a little bit crooked, but it'll work. All right. So we're gonna be taking this, but I need some boho blue ribbon. So I'm gonna take my die cut. You know, I like to cut my ribbons at an angle. So this side's already angle cut. So I'm just gonna stick it on here. Just kind of holding it there so that I know approximately where to cut the other side. So that I will have this piece of ribbon. I think I'm gonna, ooh, goodness. So many choices. I think I'm gonna do it right down here. So I'm just gonna add a strip of adhesive so we can put our ribbon down. And then we'll take some dimensionals, and I'll actually put it, even though this is a small die cut, I'm gonna put 4 of them on here because I wanna make sure that I can adhere to some designer series paper, not just the ribbon. I find that if I only get dimensionals right here on the ribbon, it can end up being kind of a floppy die cut, and that's not the look I'm going for here. So we'll put our die cut here. And then another thing that goes away with catalogs are some of our embellishments. So we have in color, this is the 23 to 25 in color dots. You can see I just have kind of a random assortment left. So I'll use some of the copper clay. Even though these colors are not retiring, the embellishments will, because we'll see some different embellishments with these colors. All right, I'm gonna put a few of these here in my flowers. I think I'll do another one right over here. Okay. So this design is such a great way to show off the beautiful designer series paper. So the first sample I showed you, use copper clay for the background color, and then boho blue for the card base. It opens to the side. And then we've got, also from this paper pack, we've got the copper clay here background. You got Pretty Peacock, and I put the flower on the inside. Now this ribbon is carrying over, so you're going to see that still in the next catalog, but I needed some Pretty Peacock to go with this card. And then here we have Moody Mauve and copper clay together. So all the same exact design, just different ways of cutting your paper. So whether it opens from the bottom, the side, or even the long way to the side, this is a fun design to use up your designer series paper. Such a quick and easy card. All right, let's do another one. So this card right here, still using that Fresh as a Daisy paper. And it says, "You are in my prayers. Under his wings you will find refuge." And those stamps come from Hope and Prayer. So such a beautiful stamp set. I'll be keeping this in my retired collection because it'll make great sympathy and thinking of you type cards. So, and since I sell cards, I can always use different sentiments for stuff like that. All right, so we're going to change up our color combination here. So we're going to use a Lemon Lolly card base. We've got some deckled rectangles, some basic white, and then I have 3 different patterns from the daisy paper. So you can see the back sides. You recognize this from one of the cards I just made. And we're going to use these 3 patterns. So I'm going to move these aside. And we're going to start with a piece of basic white. And I need to cut this to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. There we go. And then for my flower paper, I want it to be 1 3/4 by 3.5. Kind of scoping out where my patterns are. But it's going to be 1 3/4 by 3.5. So I think I'll do it from right here. All right, there we go. So we got that piece. And then we're going to do our pebbled path. And this one is going to be 2 7/8 by 1 3/8. So 2 7/8 by 1 3/8. There we go. And then our last piece is going to be also 2 7/8. Let's see here. We'll go this way. 2 7/8 by 2. So we'll do it that way. There we go. Okay. So we've got those pieces ready now. So I'll start with my daisy pattern. And I will add that to the edge of my white. So it's going to go all the way over to the edge. And then we'll do pebbled path. And you can mix and match any 3 patterns or colors, however they look good together. So as you'll see, I'm not using the front and back of any one sheet. I'm just mixing and matching because I started with this one and I looked at the colors that were in it, and then I went with pebbled path, which you see in the background, and then wild wheat there on the leaves. Because this paper has some really great background texture patterns. So we'll put that here. Again, all the way to the edges. And we'll take the card base. And we can tape this on the front of our card. This is one of those paper packs where I came across some color combinations that I would not have thought of, like this one, for instance. Putting lemon lolly and the wild wheat and the pebbled path, I just would not have thought of that on my own. And so I love the inspiration that we can get from our patterned paper. All right, I've got 2 sizes of deckled rectangles. They're both in basic white. And I'm going to start by adhering the larger one. Put that there. And then I'm actually going to set that aside so we can stamp. So we're going to use Pebbled Path. And I've got "You Are in My Prayers." And then "Under His Wings You Will Find Refuge." There we go. Beautiful combination of sentiments for like a sympathy card. All right, so we'll put our insert on the inside of our card. There we go. Go ahead and close that. And then on the front of our card, I am going to use the wavy trim, which is this one right here. I've shown this on previous videos where you can pull it apart and use it as individual strands. And you can also weave it on the front of your card. So that's what we're going to do here. Wind it back and forth. Maybe weave is not quite the right word because I'm not going underneath stuff, but I'm just going to go back and forth here. And then I'll take my snips, and I want this a little bit shorter. There we go. Okay. So now I can take my die cut, just a smaller deckled rectangle. And because I'm going to be holding down this wavy trim, I'm going to add a couple of extra dimensionals here, just to make sure we have a nice good hold. So just peel all those off. And we will, whoops. Ah, I stuck it down a little too early. All right, there we go. Put that there. And then I will do, I think I'm gonna go with wild wheat here. And we'll put some little bling dots on here. Maybe one in the flower. Small one in the flower. Oh wait, I'm supposed to do an uneven number. Oh, that stuck to my finger. Supposed to do an uneven number. So here we'll add another one. There we go. All right. And so here we have another way to use that Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper. So our sample card, same patterns. So these 3 pieces are the same on both cards. I just switched my card base. So I've got wild wheat and I have lemon lolly. And so then I'm gonna move this back over. I'll bring back the first one. And this one we just had multiple designs here. I don't know if I can get them all on camera, but these are just some easy ways to use your designer series paper as we are saying goodbye to some of these beautiful products. Now, the fun thing is, with the new stuff coming up, I've already had some questions from you guys. Yes, we will have product shares, and yes, I will have an in-color club. So the in-color club gets you everything in the 5 in colors. This is a different, this is basic beige, but the in-color club gets you the 5, there we go. Everything you need in the 5 colors. So ink, blends, markers, cardstock, embellishments, ribbon, I don't know, all the stuff. You get it all. So In Color Club is coming, and so are product shares. But first, we have a giant kit sale next week. So I've already teased it in my emails, but more details will be emailed out on Thursday. The kit sale is Monday through Thursday of next week. I think we have 40 different styles of kits. So I got to clear some space in here so that I can bring in all of the new product. So kit sale coming up next week. Stay tuned for more details on that. All right, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in for Coffee and a Card today. I hope you enjoyed these 2 designs, and I can't wait to see your versions of them. So don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.